Here's a great idea for your next outing. A cruise of the L.A. Harbor on a Spirit Cruises yacht. Spirit Cruises offers everything you need to relax and enjoy your time on the water. For more information, call 310-548-8080 or visit spiritmarine.com.
Okay, so what we got coming up now is we got some classic rock, and I picked on a few individuals, and that's what we. And I'll have a few.
You picked on them. Huh?
I picked on them. I did. I picked on them, and no doubt we're going to be talking. I'll be talking about them after we get to the end of this set. This set is quite a long set that's coming up. But after the classic rock, we're going to go into some blues things, and we haven't played any blues for quite a while, so it's about time that we gave homage and said thank you to the guys that were there first, creating such marvellous songs as Spoonful, Crossroads, and things like that. So we're going to be doing that today. As a matter of fact, Crossroads was Cream, and Crossroad Blues was Robert Johnson, and we've got all that coming up. This is a brilliant song, has been a brilliant song with brilliant players, and it's a great classic rock. It's not going to go away. It's never going to go away. So we're going to rock for a while with our classic section, and let me see what we got. Yeah, of course, it's Rainbow. It's Stargazer. Holy cow! Wow, holy cow! Well, for those of you who are still with us and listening and heard that set, that was quite a long set, and I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. There's an awful lot of famous people in that set, and right off the top, I'm going to say that there was some. Well, all of the musicians that we heard today in that last set were the foundation stones of future music, and they helped to bring about such wonderful bands as we heard in our previous page. I'm not saying that we influenced everybody, or the people that we just heard influenced everybody, but they were a huge part of rock music, and they had such integrity, and were so man. They really stomped on the ground and made a big noise. The first track, we call it the bus song, or I call it the bus song, was Rainbow, featuring Ronnie Dio on vocals, of course, and the incredible drumming at the very beginning and throughout was Cozy Powell, and Richie Blackmore was there, and I think was Roger Glover in Rainbow. I'm not sure. I don't want to fuck it up. but anyway, Rainbow, a great band. The reason why it's called the bus song is because when we were out on the road and we're in the bus, we usually put that on right after we play, and that's the first song that goes on, and that's why we call it the bus song. There's nothing like listening to Stargazer when you're leaving a concert after a great gig, and get such a kick out of it. The next track that we played was Born Again. I'm going to be rattling, by the way, for a few minutes about this, because there's so much to go through. So if you want to go off and make a cup of tea or whatever at home, then, cracking, yeah, that's going around the studio today now. So we played another cracking track, which was Born Again, and by Black Sabbath. And the reason why I wanted to play Born Again is because I wanted to talk about, which I thought was a great song, and it was very personal to me because it was actually when I was starting to be in recovery, and I did that album the recording completely in recovery. And then, of course, I had to mess everything up and pick up another drink not long after everything had been finished. And that was another trip back to rehab. Anyway, that is not what I really wanted to talk about, but I just did. What I want to talk about is Ian Gillan. And on that session, I was in the studio and I watched Ian perform. And as you know, Mike, I love writing melodies and I like to do a bit of singing myself. And I'm always interested in seeing where other people go and what they would do. And watching Ian Gillan sing Born Again, I couldn't believe where he went. I couldn't believe where he would take things. And I thought, and I would watch him get somewhere, and I go, well, how are you going to get out of that? Where are you going to go to now? And he'd find another place. It was like watching somebody climb up a cliff, and he'd be able to find yet another place to go to vocally. And he's just incredible. I can't give the guy enough credit. His vocals are just absolutely incredible. As are Ronnie's. I mean, Ronnie on Stargazer, give me a break, right? I mean, unbelievable. But the one of the things also that's really I think important to say today is the lyrically, where Ian went lyrically on with Born Again. There's so many the use of so many different words and where he put them and how he placed them. That's some of the best stuff. I've heard, and I'm not saying just because I played on that, I was glad to be a part of it, but I'm looking at kind of as an admirer of the song and him as a writer, and I just think it's absolutely incredible. Then we played Cornucopia, which I think is a great example of Black Sabbath, with ours, the original Black Sabbath, kicking ass. I just love Cornucopia. It's rough, it's raw, and the tempo goes up and down, but it's there's something about it that pulls me in, and I think it pulls a lot of other people in as well. And Ozzy's vocals are just incredible as well. He's really powerful, grinding, and that's one of the tracks that we play quite a bit, actually. Probably might want to play some other Black Sabbath tracks. But I just love Cornucopia live. It's such a good track. Then we played Deep Purple. All the guys in the band, everybody in Purple. We played Highway Star, which moved along. I got to give a great big shout out to Ian Pace. You got to give it to the guy. Held it together, kept it all right on, four on the floors, and just like bam. And he just nails everything. I just love those little roles that he gets in between everything and works in and out with John Lord and Richard Blackmore, and Roger Glover. He's just Pace. Yeah, just such a great drummer. And again, I'm going to remark on the other song that we played, of course, from Deep Purple was Smoke on the Water. And I know I bring this up every once in a while, but at the end of Smoke on the Water, Ian's playing on those hi-hats are just absolutely spot on. It's just the right amount of depth, and it stops, and the length and everything. There's nothing sloppy about it. It's really, really, really good playing. And my compliments to Ian Pace. I just think he's just brilliant. In fact, Deep Purple I thought were fantastic band. And it's very sad that John's no longer with us. And so anyway, I just wanted to say that. We played What They Say today. That's the Blues Breakers. That was John Mayall and Eric Clapton, and Huey Flint on drums and John McVie on bass. And they set a new precedent for English blues bands, as far as I'm concerned. I have to mention that we did hear Day Tripper today, played by Eric Clapton. That wasn't an illusion. Right after Huey finished playing his drum solo, I like the fact that they're having fun with that, and Clapton decided to play Day Tripper, and it works actually quite well. with what they say. So I'm going to talk about Huey and Huey's drum solo. I listened to that drum solo over and over and over again, much as I did with all the contemporary drummers of the day. And Huey's drum solo was just marvellous to listen to. I could hear him reaching, and I could hear him experimenting, and you know, a lot of my playing was influenced by Huey, and I have to thank him, and I thanked him before, and I'll thank him again. So I thoroughly enjoyed the fact that we played that song today. Then we played Red House, Jimi Hendrix Experience, and I felt more sad today when I heard that, because I thought, oh my God, you know, they've all passed away, and wouldn't it be great if they hadn't have passed away and they were still here, and what would they be doing, you know? Because they had such impact. I mean, all the guys, you know, Mitch, you know, and I can't believe I've forgotten the name of the bass player.
Noel Redding.
No, fucking Noel Redding, of course. Yeah, sorry, I just went a blank then. Sometimes you do when you're trying to talk on the air, you know. And well, I go a blank anyway if I'm not talking on the air. So trying to be rigorously honest. But I mean, just everything that they did was just so brilliant and outstanding. And you know, you just have to have accolade after accolade. They were just such great people, you know. And so today we played that, and that was our little way of sneakily getting into the blues segue that we did. And so thanks, Jimi Hendrix Experience. And God bless you, Mitch, wherever you are. We played Mona because it sounds like rock and roll to me. And it sounds like blues as well. It sounds like blues and rock and roll. And that was played by Bo Diddley. It's no, you know, it was a big guy, big name. A lot of big hits by Bo Diddley. And then we heard another guy who was pretty outstanding. We played Spoonful, and that was Howlin Wolf who sang that, Howlin Wolf. And for any of you guys checking out blues music, then you got to listen to Howlin Wolf, and you can see where a lot of it came from. Huge, just all of his rhythms, guitar parts, and that voice, man. That voice and those lyrics, quite amazing. Sometimes I think one has to remember what was before that, and there wasn't a whole lot before that. Even though we had jazz, you know, we had New Orleans blues music, we had those things, but then we had some of these guys that just started showing up and out of gospel and what would be called blues singers, and Howlin Wolf was in that pack, so to speak, and well done. Crossroad Blues, which has become a standard and a legendary song, probably played by every band in the world at one point or another, who likes to play that kind of blues music and rock music. And that was, of course, Robert Johnson who gave us that. My son Aaron, when he was young, I think he was 8 or 9 years old. My son Aaron's a great musician, you know. And one of the things he said, I said, you know, if you want to learn guitar or you want to learn some things, then go to the blues first. Listen to blues music. And the first CD that I got him was Robert Johnson, and said, check it out, son, and you know, just go ahead and start listening. He's a good player. Aaron's a good player, man. So anyway, thanks to Robert Johnson. Crossroads came after that. It's exactly the same as Crossroads Blues, except it was played by Cream, Ginger, Jack, and we all miss Jack. Fucking man, tell ya. And Jack's bass playing you were going ape.
Yeah, I love on Crossroads especially, amazing bass line. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he was everywhere. I mean, he looked like sounded like he was having just so much fun, and I'm going to go over here now. No, you know what? I'm going to go up here as well. I'm just going to go wherever I want, you know. And beautiful man, Jack Bruce. And the other two guys weren't too shabby either. And then, of course, we had the famous Rolling Stones, Wild Horses, Mick, and Charlie Watts, great drummer. Okay. Great. I really enjoyed that set, and I hope everybody else did too. And I just realised I've probably been talking for about 10 minutes too long, so maybe not. All right. Well, I guess we're going to wrap it up, I think, Mike. I want to thank everyone for showing up today. And we hope you like the show. Classic stuff today, blues today, metal today. I want to thank you, Mike, again, for everything. I want to thank Lisa. I want to thank Jones, Monty, do a UK shout-out, European shout-out. And I want to wish everybody well and say stay safe forever and ever. Here's a couple of songs to finish up with today. As It Is in Heaven, that's by Bill Ward Band. And then we're going to play Queen, The Show Must Go On. Peace, man.